rub in a circular motion 1 to 200 times, and that's going to help relax.
Okay, 1 to 200 times. If I had to rub a certain spot on my body for 100 to 200 times, that would probably exhaust me enough where I'd fall asleep, sure. Hey, I'm Jenni June, child and family sleep consultant in private practice here in Los Angeles for 10 years. I work with babies, toddlers, children, and adults. I haven't really seen or been paying attention to sleep hacks on TikTok, so we're gonna give this a whirl.
Here's a tip to help you sleep better. It's called the 10-3-2-1-0 formula. 10 hours before bed, no more caffeine, because this is generally the amount of time it takes to leave your system. 3 hours before bed, no more food or alcohol. 2 hours before bed, no more work to clear your mind and wind down. 1 hour before bed, no more screen time. And 0 is the number of times you'll hit the snooze button in the morning.
Love that one. That's a 10. Yeah, that's an excellent sleep hack. She nailed it right there, every single one of those points. As far as shutting down our screen devices and giving our eyes, our optic nerve, a break from that, some distance between that happening and sleep is a very good idea. The blue light that emanates from the back of these screen devices sends a signal through the optic nerve to the hypothalamus, and it tricks the brain into thinking that it's seeing the same distinctive blue hue that is emanating and rising with early rising sun at dawn. That's what tells our brain, sends a signal, hey, it's morning time. We got to stay awake and productive and focused throughout the day until it's time for sleep again.
If you're having trouble sleeping, you want to rub the spot right here. It's called on me on. On me on means peaceful sleep. What you want to do is come to your ear, slide your finger back. You're going to find a little ridge, a little notch right here. It's going to be tender and sore. Rub in a circular motion 1 to 200 times, and that's going to help relax your nervous system, calm things down, and make sleep easier.
Okay, 1 to 200 times. I mean, it could work, I don't know, but ultimately sleep is about the brain and hormones. It has nothing to do with where we're massaging ourselves. Although it could help in relaxing us, creating a positive association with sleep. And that's really kind of the secret sauce to being able to sleep well. But if I had to rub a certain spot on my body for 100 to 200 times, or that would probably exhaust me enough where I'd fall asleep, sure. Okay. Oh no. No, that's not a good hack. Actually, it's the exact opposite is the truth. Our brain goes into super efficiency mode when we're sleeping. It knows we're not using our outer extremities, so it doesn't bother circulating blood to all of these, our limbs, our hands and our feet for that reason, so that it can easily and quickly focus on regulating our core body temperatures. This isn't helping our brain out at all. It's making it do more work. No, don't wear socks to bed. And in fact, not wearing socks to bed is actually the best sleep hack. Yeah, I love a sleep sack, especially have them in one when they're toddlers and they're not quite ready to transition from crib to toddler bed yet. Yeah, those aren't some bad hacks. Definitely think a sleep sack is helpful in preventing kids from climbing out of the crib. However, we want to use a lightweight material. That one looked a little thick, and they start trying to climb out of that crib. That's one of the best tools you can use. And if they're learning how to unzip it and take it off, just turn it around backwards on them. And man, I'm into keeping them kids in that crib till they're 16 if you can. Keeping the temperature of the room cool is very important. I like the smell of lavender. I use a little bit of that myself when I go to sleep. It relaxes me. Oh, yeah, okay. Journaling is really helpful to process the day's events before we move into our pre-sleep routine and go to sleep. If it's not done, if we're shoving feelings down and the stressors and the events of the day, and we're not processing them before we go to sleep, our REM sleep will take care of that for us, and it won't look pretty. The cooler the air is in the room, the more melatonin we produce. So it absolutely helps to kickstart that important hormone for sleep. And we need an abundant amount of that at sleep onset in order to get whole, healthy, restorative sleep cycles, specifically containing the slow wave sleep, that deep, delicious, yummy sleep crack that parents call me to get for themselves when they want to sleep train their kids.
Let's talk about how I got these two sleeping through the night by just following good sleep habits right from the hospital. The number one thing is following appropriate wake times. I cannot stress that enough. Second thing is not relying on sleep props. meaning avoid sleeping in swings, anything like that. Rocking to sleep. Now I will say I do nurse the boys to sleep sometimes, but they do okay if I lay them down awake. My first son didn't do well, so I had to completely cut that out. Third would be following a schedule, having a routine before any kind of sleep. So before naps, we always put on a sleep sack, I nurse them, I turn sound machine on, and I lay them down. Before bed, we do a bath every single night. We do not miss a bath. Pick a designated wake time. So for us, it's 8 a.m. We base our whole day off of that.
All right, just some good tips there. I mean, the basics are there. Depending on the stage and age of development that the children are in, newborns are not born with a circadian rhythm. They don't have the ability to produce melatonin on a timed basis. Their sleep is designed to be light, active, sporadic, and disorganized so that they can easily resuscitate themselves should their fragile physical vitals fall below normal. At 16 weeks, properly dated or so, that's when nighttime circadian rhythms come into full maturity, and they can get that deep, restorative, slow wave delta sleep. She mentioned, consistent wake up times. True, but 8 o'clock is too late. We need to make sure we're aligning our sleep and our wake times with our natural biological rhythms. And that is not a good wake time for children. It will just further keep them off of their circadian rhythms. And, just the timing of sleep is probably one of the most important of my 4 pillars of sleep hygiene. It really is the secret sauce to making sure that restorative, healthy sleep cycles are taking place. It's not so much a focus on how many hours of sleep we're getting, it's the timing that matters. And if the timing is right, those hours will naturally be there, and beautifully. Wow, okay, those were pretty good. That was fun. A lot of good tips there. I think that's great. That TikTok, who would have thought? You can get some good hacks there, some awareness, and some information or education about what helps us to sleep better. I like that.